It could come at any time. The jury has had the case since 2:30 today and returned to court late this afternoon to ask for a list of evidence presented during the trial.
And right now, 3.5 hours later, the panel of 6 women still considering the facts that they've seen and heard. In all, there were 12 days of testimony summed up in 2 days of dramatic closing arguments. We have live team coverage on every aspect of the case, anchored live from Sanford by News Channel 5's Michael Williams. Michael.
More on the arguments in just a moment and the small knot of protesters gathering. Let's take a peek inside the courtroom. Today, a day for defense closing arguments as George Zimmerman sat stoically by as you look inside the courthouse here. Then, after all of that was done and jurors went into deliberations about 2:30, about a half hour after that, 3:15, law enforcement officers gathered here, including Seminole County Sheriff Don Essengler, to talk about the mood of the community and the call for calm.
We recognize that this case has stirred up a great deal of emotion, but we're not seeing tension here in Seminole County. We will not tolerate anyone who uses this verdict as an excuse to violate the law.
6 people gathered together right now, an all-woman jury behind closed doors deliberating on what that verdict will be. We all stand by right now. News Channel 5's Alex Sanz has been covering the trial from the beginning. You've noticed the knot of protesters beginning to grow. You've been keeping an eye on that and, of course, closing arguments today.
Evolving really over the past couple of hours. The crowd behind us has grown from about 3:30, 4 o'clock to what it is right now. Several dozen people, as you heard yourself, chanting justice now. And they want a conviction. They want Trayvon Martin's, they say, his memory to not end the way some people think it might. So they want that conviction of second-degree murder. As for the closing arguments today, that went on for some time, as you know, 2 days worth, and the jury has a lot to consider. 12 days of testimony, some 56 witnesses, more than 200 pieces of evidence, a lot to weigh in these next couple of hours.
And talk a little bit.
It is a tragedy, truly. But you can't allow sympathy to feed into it. He does not have to think he was going to die.
Trayvon Martin may not have the defendant's blood on his hands, but George Zimmerman will forever have Trayvon Martin's blood on his. And the last thing he did on this earth was try to get home.
Now, a short time ago, as you know, the jury asked the judge a question wondering if they could get a better sense of the evidence here. They gave him a list, and we just found out moments ago that they're going home for the night, back tomorrow morning at 9, a sign they're taking a lot of this under consideration.
Indeed, all of it's starting to go over all the Twitter feeds, just seeing it as you're
right
saying
now.
It. Heading out. They've got a lot to consider. They only went into deliberations a short while ago. Relatively speaking, it takes a while to pick a 4-person, gather, and organize the evidence. They'll be back here at 9 tomorrow morning.
3.5 hours in so far. It came in just after 2:30.
All right, that's just coming across from us. It's exploding across social media right now as well. Earlier, after that question to the judge, the jury had a question about organizing evidence. We talked to Michelle Suskauer, our News Channel 5 legal analyst, for her take on all that.
Because the jury asked for a list of all the evidence, it indicates that they are being very thorough, that they want to look at things, they want to maybe touch them, watch them, read transcripts, listen to audio tapes or videotapes for themselves and not rely on anyone else's representations.
Michelle Suskauer, News Channel 5 legal analyst. A lot to consider for this 6-person jury, all women who said, after a long day of defense closing arguments and a prosecution rebuttal, Alex, let us get some rest. Back here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m.
As you know, prepare to go into Sunday, into next week if they have to. They're taking their time with this.
Alex Sanz has been on this story since the very beginning. We'll have team coverage. We'll be here until the verdict and beyond. For now, reporting live from Sanford, Michael Williams with Alex Sanz, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, gentlemen, thank you with some late-breaking details there. Later, we'll go back to Sanford for a look at the call for calm, and we'll show you how law enforcement officials here in our area are trying to channel the public's emotions on this case in a non-violent manner.